Everybody, welcome to the Brainal Podcast, episode 46. It is October 26, 2016. I'm your host, Jepi Condile.
I am Frozen GFX.
And I'm Good Coffee.
And I think the big news we're going to have to discuss is the Nintendo Switch, which we'll talk about later. Because last time we talked, I think it was the night before the reveal. So
Correct.
I can't wait to get into that.
That's right.
But let's get into what we've been playing. Guys, what have you been playing?
Coffee, you want to take it?
I'm trying to remember what I even have been playing. I think I've just been playing more the same. I don't think anything new. I did play. I started playing some more Arkham Knight.
Yeah. Oh, nice,
dude.
Yeah. So.
After the VR.
Yeah. And that's what sparked that for me. And other than that, I haven't really played much new besides more the same. So not a whole lot going on in my boat.
Gotcha. What are you, Frozen?
Well, same as the usual suspects as far as Destiny and the others. But I jumped on to the Infinite Warfare beta.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice. It didn't really feel any different than the most recent iterations of it, but I mean it was fun while it lasted.
That's cool. I heard not otherwise, but I heard some people, actually a lot of people, had several criticisms. I have not played the beta, but I have heard that Infinity Ward was going to definitely make some changes. So that's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it felt a lot more fast-paced in the gameplay that I really wasn't ready for at first, and I didn't really understand the menu that well. Everything just kind of seemed a bit confusing. But I mean, it was enjoyable for what it is. I mean, it's the kind of the same package, the other games have been in. So.
See, that's how betas should be, man. They have a purpose, and I just don't like it when betas are behind a pre-order. You should not have to pre-order when you're pretty much doing work for the company.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree about that.
Yeah.
I did try to play the Dragon Ball Z game, or the Dragon Ball, whatever. I forget the name.
Xenoverse?
Yes, thank you. The Xenoverse 2.
The new one, too?
2, yeah. But I can never connect to it, so I was
there
trying.
Beta?
There was last week. I tried many times and just couldn't get into it. It wouldn't load for me. So
man,
that's pretty frustrating.
Sounds like the Street Fighter beta at first.
That's frustrating because I really want to. I was going to get that game, actually. I'm thinking about it.
I forgot. It's out now or is it next week it's out?
It's out now.
Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
I mean, I was really pumped about playing it, but I created a character and everything, but it never got past that. It just never connected.
Well, how was the experience like creating a character?
It was fine. I mean, there was a lot of different options to customize. And I mean, it seemed like everybody was there from that Dragon Ball universe.
I'm very excited that Dragon Ball Super, is it Z Super or just Super? Uh-oh. I think we just lost someone.
I think we may have lost Coffee.
Yeah, let's bring him back on. But anyway, I heard Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z Super is on Crunchyroll, which is pretty cool. So can't wait to catch up on that. I hear it's great. I hear nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, I would have loved to kept playing it or get past the loading screen to play it. So, but other than that, I haven't played anything else.
Gotcha. All right, let's see if we can get Coffee back on here. I'll cut this part out. And he's back. What were we talking about? Oh yeah,
I don't
Rosie,
know.
you told me what you were playing.
Oh, well, I think I just finished.
Finished, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
What have you been playing?
I'm still sifting through the VR titles. I still have not played everything. But there's something that I have been playing that I kind of want to save for question of the week. So I'll mention that later. You cool with that?
All right. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, what was that, Coffee?
No, I said yes, as in that's good with me.
Let's get some miscellaneous news out of the way before we talk about the Switch. We cool with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Evolve. You guys hear what happened to Evolve?
Yeah, they shut down
No,
the servers, right?
Ooh, really?
Turtle Rock just said, screw it. I'm done. So apparently the move to free-to-play just didn't work. So I remember we reported when they made that transition that they had a huge boost in user numbers when they went to free-to-play on PC. But then apparently they just dropped like crazy. I think that just proves that it just wasn't a good game, you know? And yeah, and now we have these rumors that Battleborn might be going to free to play, but then I think that was refuted, but I'm not entirely sure. I forgot, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, Turtle Rock has dropped all support effective immediately for Evolve. So I think Evolve is done for.
I never tried it. It looked okay.
You're not missing much.
Yeah.
You're not missing much. It's a very shallow game. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have you heard about the new news for the Uncharted movie?
No.
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
I think both of you would appreciate this, but I'm going to have to look something up because I forgot to get a name. I'll be right back.
What do you think?
Keep talking, please.
About what? About dude, I don't know what it's about. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was on.
Just whatever you want to talk about. Whatever you want to talk about. Just okay, got it. All right.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
So the Uncharted movie has a new director, and the director is Sean Levy. Do any of you know what he's done?
No, his name's familiar though.
Yeah, same thing. Name familiar, don't know what he's done.
Okay, he's done obviously several movies, but the most notable thing he's done is he has recently directed a few of the, from what I understand, the Stranger Things episodes.
Oh.
Yeah. He has. I looked it up. He has directed Real Steel. Which makes me think, I never thought as far as casting, I'm trying to imagine Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Real Steel was Drake. That robot fighting movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hugh Jackman could pull it off. I think he has the acting chops and the charm. I think he could do it.
But for Nathan Drake?
Yeah.
I think he could do that. Yeah, for sure.
I still think a really good casting, at least visually, would be the guy from Game of Thrones.
Which one's that?
Jaime Lannister.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would be good, at least visually, and I think he has that charm. But at the same time, I don't know what other movies he's done. Why can't I freaking find it? I'm trying not to type. Okay, I'll just do it anyway. But yeah, I think it would make a great movie if it's done right with the right director. The thing is, I don't know his pedigree. We have Real Steel. We have Night at the Museum, The Internship, which I thought it was funny, so I think get the
Is
humor
that
in
with
there.
Robert De Niro?
Mm-hmm.
No, that
No.
is
That's just the intern, isn't it?
That at the
yeah,
museum is.
internship is
Is that the
with
Google
Owen
one?
Wilson and Vince Vaughn, where they work at Google.
Ah, they work at
Yeah.
Google. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. He did Date Night. Pink Panther with Steve Martin. Cheaper by the Dozen with Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson. I don't think he would be a good Nathan Drake just physically.
No. No
No,
way.
but we'll see. But I think Hugh Jackman would be a shoe-in. I think he'd be good. Can you guys imagine Steve Carell as Nathan Drake?
Yes.
That would be great.
Please.
That'd be amazing.
Oh, you know, it'd be great. Nathan Drake might be a little too obvious. Is Chris Pratt?
Oh yeah.
That could work. That could really work.
That could work.
But either way, I thought that was pretty interesting. And that's pretty much all the news I got outside of the Switch.
All right.
Yeah, you want to switch it up?
Oh well, no. You guys, if you guys have any non-Switch news, go for it.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Coffee, do you have anything?
Get out. No, yeah. No, I don't.
No, yeah, no?
No.
All right. So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the Screen Actors Guild for television and radio artists.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Yeah,
right.
So they officially declared a strike, video game strike, last Friday.
What?
And they are the thing is that they represent maybe about 25% of voice acting talent for video games. And they have announced their strike after like 2 years of negotiations of not being able to get what they feel is fair compensation for royalty pay and among a list of other things. So yeah, in a press release on Friday, this group is officially on strike for some of these, the following game employers, and I'm just going to name some of the most notable ones: Activision, EA Productions, Insomniac Games, WB Games, and the list just kind of goes on and on and on. So there's going to be some fallout on that. I don't know how big, but there are some big name voice actors that are a part of this group. Most notably Jennifer Hale from the Mass Effect games, and even David Hayter as well, because of old Solid Snake. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
First time they went on strike, I don't know. They'll just get more money, which I'm not saying they don't deserve. I have no idea what it's like, but I know EA and Activision at times have the reputation of making crazy amounts of money. And if they're not going to the right places, then that's not cool, you know? But again, I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the business. So
Right. The other aspect that I saw was they were also wanting safer conditions for their actors. They obviously their voice is their bread and butter, so a lot of the members feel that they're not treated fairly and given the amount of time to fully recover between sessions, and there's demand to try to pump out recording. So there's a lot of other things that obviously we're not privy to. So just kind of see what happens there, if it's going to be a bad fallout or if it's just going to be wrapped up real quick. But who knows? The other thing the last thing I had real quick was there is a new gadget called the Retro Freak. Have any of you guys heard about this in the past week?
I could have sworn, I thought one of you brought this up before. But keep going. I might be confusing this with something else.
All right. So Retro Freak is a way of basically playing your classic video games, about 11 different consoles. Some include Famicom, Game Boy Color, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, things like that.
When you say Sega, what do you mean?
Sega Master Drive. I should be more clear. But Sega Genesis and Sega Master Drive. Those systems and a few more.
Oh, you mean Mega Drive, I think, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Sega Mega Drive. Did I not?
There's a Master System, and then there's a Mega Drive, which is the PAL equivalent to the European equivalent to a Genesis. Yeah. Oh, you know who it was? It was Coffee. It was G-Rock that talked to me about this. That's how.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So not available in the States. This is strictly in Japan at the moment. Yeah, but leaves a huge question about piracy in these games, because this particular system allows you to copy the games onto an SD card and take it on the go with you. It has the ability of you being able to plug in some legacy controllers that happen to be USB compatible. You can connect an Xbox One controller, a PlayStation 4 controller. So a lot of different options that it has for this little gadget. I don't know what the price is, but like I said before, it is strictly right now in Japan. You're able to strip those games right into an SD card, take it on the go, and who knows how long that's going to be available, or even if it's going to even come to the States. So something to look out for in the future.
Gotcha. Maybe that's not what I think it is, because G-Rock was telling me about something that was like the Retron.
Yeah, I think it's something else.
Yeah. The Retron, the cartridge has to be in there in order for you to play them. So I don't think he mentioned anything like that.
Yeah, I think the company does make the Retron. This is a different path, an updated version of that, I believe. And it's you're able to play those old games in 1080 quality through HDMI. So,
well, that's what the Retron 5 does.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the Retron 5 was HDTV over the analog plugs instead of HDMI.
No, it's HDMI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I captured my footage for the Street Fighter videos from Street Fighter 2.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's definitely HDMI. It might be 720p. I can't tell with those graphics, but I'm curious. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how I feel about that, because on paper it's piracy, yeah, but at the same time, a lot of the games, I mean, it's not like you can just buy them brand new now, and the money goes to where it should go. Everything's just secondhand, even if you buy new at this point. The only exceptions would be things that are on virtual consoles or stuff like that. But I don't know. It's such a gray area. That's interesting.
The other thing is, being able to strip the games into a SD card would give people the ability to upload those games and probably share them through torrents. So the legitimacy of an actual game comes to question, because now you can put it up online to download. If you have the original game, you can strip it, take the contents, put it up there, people can download it right into the SD card, and they'll be able to play it from this device without having the cartridge there.
What's the company name?
Oh, man, you always ask me questions when I close it. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I got to bring it up again.
Okay. All right. So you said that was the last piece of news for you, right?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. Let's get into the Switch. You guys start the conversation. You guys started.
So, okay. Coffee, what'd you think?
So me and Jepi sat down together on the morning of the announcement, and
it was very romantic.
It was romantic, super romantic. We held
Cuddled
hands
up with snuggies and everything.
Yeah, no,
one snuggie.
One.
Oh, one. Oh, mm-hmm. A onesie snuggie.
There can only be one snuggie. Yeah, and so I booted it up. And for me, this was a slow burn. When I first watched it, I wasn't super impressed. Like, I was like, okay, this is really cool. This is kind of what I expected. But the more I thought about the system and the more I watched the trailer later on, the more excited about it I got, because this really is the Switch. To me, seems kind of like basically the dream that I had when I was a kid, was I'd be able to take my console games with me on the go and save them and bring them back and play them on my TV. That's always something I've wanted to do. And it the tech looked cool. Everything about it seemed really cool. Looks like a good system. One thing that really bothered me, though, and I know, Jepi, it bothered you a little bit as well, is that the system doesn't look very Nintendo-y. They're trying to go for a more sleeker design, maybe, but the coloring, I think if they added some cool color options when it comes out, like maybe if they colored it like Super Famicom style colors, so you have the option to, just stuff like they do with the 3DS, would be a lot cooler. But I mean, I could talk a lot more, so I'll just see what you think before I ramble a lot, and we could interject here and there. So,
right. Well, yeah. So I only took a look at the trailer, I guess, and then I started looking in more details about it. I do like what I see, but I do agree with you as far as it not looking Nintendo-y. It looks very plain and looks very ordinary. So I would love to think that when it does release, it is going to be, maybe it'll have different flavors of color, different editions or something like that. Because yeah, it looks very plain. But then the other thing that I was talking with Jepi about last week was maybe they are going to keep it that way with the intention of it being kind of seamlessly integrated with your, your home theater, devices. It just kind of has that generic electronic gadget feel and look that's just going to kind of blend in seamlessly with your other things. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. But yeah, it looks very plain. I'd love the idea that you could take it with you everywhere. I don't think that the controllers are made very sturdy. They seem to be, just by looking at it, seem to be not only small, but also very lightweight or something. It just, again, just by looking at it, doesn't seem like it's gonna.
Granted, we haven't
touched it.
We haven't held it.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I see, the ability to detach them and put them on there at will, and then take it with you. It has to be lightweight. It has to feel mobile in a sense. So I would be concerned with the sturdiness of that. I really like the tablet that they have with it. I mean, taking that on the go with you, but then I'm concerned about battery life, which everybody else is sure. Of course, that's the question. How long is this going to be? I'm going to have battery life wise, but I think Nintendo's always done a great job battery wise with their components. So maybe that's not going to be that much of an issue. But I like the idea. I really do. And I think I might be interested in getting this because it does seem like it's a lot more powerful than obviously the other consoles that they've had. But to play, I think they were even showing Skyrim remastered on there.
I don't think it was remastered.
You don't think
it was remastered?
No. But I think it's been proven that was just a concept video, that technically Skyrim could run on it, but Bethesda has not confirmed that Skyrim. It's been confirmed that Bethesda will help or will, develop games or at least publish games on it, but they have not confirmed either way, Skyrim specifically, nor which system. But everyone, I've researched it, and most people seem to think it's just the original Skyrim.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens when it comes out, but
more information's coming out in January, supposedly.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So hopefully we get a lot more details of it. But I'm liking what I saw from it. I'm not a fan of the name. Like, I know Jeppy's not, and Coffee I don't know about.
It's grown on me.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that much.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think I think any name at this point is better than the Wii U was. Frankly, I thought that was a really bad decision there, but you know.
Yeah.
For me, when I first saw this, one thing I have to be realistic about, and I talked to Coffee about this, is I really freaking wish none of the details were leaked about it. If I had no idea what it was like, and then I saw the trailer, I would have gotten very excited. But usually, when there are rumors about a Nintendo console, they're usually close, but still what we'd picture is not, what we'd picture. But God, the leaks really killed me on this one because it was a little boring to me, except the gameplay they showed. I'll get to that later. So I'm trying to remove that out of the idea of just the excitement and the of the trailer for my just initial eyes on trailer impressions. But if I had to quantify how I feel, I would say I'm 60% in, 40% doubtful. Because the more I thought about this, it has grown on me. Because Coffee, I really did not like what I saw at first, but that was cosmetically, right?
Yeah.
What I'm most concerned about is kind of a jack of all trades, master of none scenario, where I feel like they're trying to cover both different scenarios at once, being a home console and portable, that they will have to make concessions on both. And that's what I'm worried about because, I have my 3DS in front of me and that feels good in my hands. The screen's there. I don't think that will replace my 3DS as far as portability. And I'm not gonna carry around a bag just to hold that. I'm not going to. I like the 3DS being small enough to put in my pocket. So to be portable, they're, from what I understand, what the sources have said, the chipset is basically on the mobile side, not saying that it's bad, just to be portable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in thinking that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think right off the bat, clearly, I mean, again, I don't know any details. We still don't know if there's any extra processing power in the dock. I have no idea. But so they're pretty much showing you could play Skyrim on the go, which if you think about it, is pretty crazy. The original Skyrim, I know it came out years ago, but to play the original on the go is pretty cool. It's nice to have a bigger screen. I like that. But where am I going to put that? Unless the only two scenarios, and I've thought about this a lot, the only two scenarios I can think of where I would play that on the go is, either my bedroom when I'm on the bed, or bathroom. But the idea is if I am going on somewhat of a vacation or extended stay where I'd have to bring at least a charger anyway, the dock to charge, not necessarily hook it up to a TV, where I can just play it over there. I do not see myself personally, just myself, playing this. Airport's a possibility, but playing this, just going somewhere, playing in a movie theater, for example, waiting for a movie to start up or something. I don't see myself doing that. So I think the portability, it is portable. I like the idea of, how they showed it hooking up to the rod in the car seat. That was pretty cool, the idea that it could be multiplayer and the controllers, you have two small controllers. I don't know how they feel, but I'm trusting Nintendo to make it as ergonomic as possible. So it might feel good. I have no idea. But the portability, I think the scenarios in which I would want to play portably are not as numerous as they would be with the 3DS. And because of that sacrifice, the at-home console state, this thing is still going to be, if the Wii U, so I was thinking about this, the major complaints of the Wii U, aside from the name, for me personally, are not circumvented at all with this. People were complaining the Wii U is not powerful enough to compete with the PS4, Xbox One. The Switch still will not be, from what I understand. People were complaining that the third-party support wasn't there for Wii U, and we have, it seems like, a lot of support, which is great. So that's good, at least. But it is nice to not have to worry about two separate consoles, but I think they would have done a lot better just with, even though we still have yet to see this, a more unified online account system where if you bought a game for the Switch, you can have a version of the game for the 3DS. You don't have to buy it twice. You know, I like the modular design. I don't like, again, the color schemes as of yet, what they've shown. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get one. I showed you guys that concept art of somebody doing the NES style.
Yeah.
That thing's cool. If they do not have any other cosmetic options to make it look cooler, for me personally, then I'll definitely do something to mine. But we'll see, because again, I don't know what it's gonna be like until I have it in my hands. But I'm still not convinced. But I was shocked, and I'm glad that pretty much everyone I talked to has vastly positive impressions on that trailer, which is cool. One of my best friends texted me. He just texted me and he just said, "The Nintendo Switch looks really awesome." Like, cool. You know, so you have people you could trust. Then you got Giggles, who you can't trust, saying that he's gonna get 10 of them.
Yeah. So he's gonna get.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Giggles' endorsement on that. It makes me.
That's what I'm saying.
Second guess the
everything.
Potential of this. Yeah.
Yeah, but let me put it this way: my actual friend, unlike Giggles, like, I think he is definitely worth more than 10 Giggles, and the opposite side. So that's good.
3 Giggles.
But I mean, you know, they need a wider audience, and I have people, you know, and to an extent, including you, Frozen, who are not technically in that core audience now, like that Coffee and I are in, that are excited. And, you know, no matter what I say, you can't complain with that. You can't argue that. And I think that's what they need as a business, which is good, you know. So I'm very, very curious, you know, what's going to happen. At first, I thought the Joy-Con controllers, right, where you plug them into the one that I guess a standard controller when you're playing on your TV. When I was looking at it with Coffee, I was like, man, that looks so uncomfortable. But then I saw a different view where the controller shell in which those Joy-Con controllers slide in, they do have, I guess, like the wings or handles, and they do angle out a little bit. So I don't think it would be nearly as uncomfortable than I thought it would initially be. I do not like the name. I like the icon of the Switch. I think that's cool. I like how that icon is on the side of the dock. That's pretty cool. I like the fact that it is not a 2-screen system. I like that a lot. I like it. It does seem to be more simple. Like, no.
Do you think it's going to be touchscreen or not?
I don't see how it can be.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. At least for games, because what are you going to do when you play with the Pro controller?
No, yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, and you dock it. You can't touch the screen because it's covered in the dock. You know. So we'll see. I have a feeling, though, that this is going to be. I'm very afraid that in 2 years, they're going to miss the boat. Again, we don't know specs as far as resolution possibilities or whatever output, but you know what happens when 4K TVs do become a big thing. And let's say this only outputs to 1080p. It might output to 4K. I don't know. But right now it's underpowered. And with the Scorpio coming out, and to an extent the PlayStation 4 Pro, but I think the Scorpio is going to be beefy. I think the Switch is going to be in the same position it's been. It's just now you can take this underpowered experience on the go, you know? So I think the two boosts that I see, the benefits of this are hopefully increased third-party support. But this really only boosts, if you think about it, their portable game. Their portable system. That's it. But ironically, their 3DS was killing. Their 3DS does not need help with software sales. It was their home system that did. And I think it's not misguided, but I think the execution as of now wasn't the best they could have done. But again, I'm not a freaking engineer, and I don't know what it takes to going into developing games. I know nothing about processors, nothing about that stuff. But I think the success rate is going to be not as good as a 3DS was, and but significantly better than the Wii U, which is what they need. So,
well, I don't think that. Do you think they're gonna quit with 3DS? Because I don't think they are. At least not for a year or so. I think they're probably gonna test the waters.
I don't think they are, and let me tell you why. I think they were hoping to. I think I told you about this when the DS came out. They were talking about the DS as a third pillar. They said it will not replace the Game Boy Advance. Then when the DS did so well, they're like, well, why even bother continuing Game Boy Advance? And they essentially killed that off after they released a micro. I think right now they're in a situation where it's like, okay, this is going to be our safest bet, and this does feel safe to me. And we're like, hey, if this takes off, say goodbye to the 3DS. You know, if this pretty much supplants the 3DS as far as portable gaming, you're good to go. But at the same time, I don't think it's do as well as the 3DS. That's why I don't think they're going to kill off the 3DS. This is what I predict is going to happen. The Switch is going to do well enough to stay, which is good. I think they are prepared to have iterations of this where you have better versions, kind of like what they're doing with the PS4 Pro, right? Or the Xbox One S. So they might come out with a 4K version.
Or the new 3DS.
Or yeah, that's exactly right, because they were the the thing is I think they will come out with a new portable system at some point that is smaller, but I'm hoping what they do is seamless with the Switch. So if you want to take something smaller on the go, you can do that. Or if they were really smart, they would come out with a new smaller portable shell in which you could attach the Joy-Con controllers and have a smaller version of that that has like maybe a clamshell design. You could take it and go as if it were the 3DS, you know? That would be smart, because if you can use the Joy-Con controllers between two systems, and if they have a unified account, that would be very smart in my eyes, and I think that would be really good. Then you only have all three scenarios covered where you play at home, looks cool, you can take the system with you if you're staying at somebody's place for a couple, a week or so, whatever, with how they show it now, or if you're just going somewhere really quickly, for a few hours or whatever, you could just take the smaller version. And sure. I hope that's what they do. And it would be cool if you just get the Switch as a normal system and like, hey, if you want a smaller, even more portable version, spend years, you can get this extra little thing for $100 and it's a smaller screen or whatever, I'm really hoping there's flexibility with that modular design if they really capitalized on that.
Well, we'll see in January. I mean, frankly, there's a lot we don't know, and a lot. So a lot of this.
The UI will make it or break it for me, but I will support them. I will definitely get one on launch, but this is the first time I felt like, ugh.
Even compared to the Wii U?
Even the Wii U, I was excited, but that shows you kind of like what I know about that, right? Yeah. Even though, that being said, I never thought the Wii U would be so amazingly awesome that it would kill just like the Wii did. I enjoy the Wii U. I like it for what it is. I hate the fact that I can't walk too far away or put many walls between. That's why the Switch is enticing to me to go around the house with it. did not like the name of Wii U at all, but I was excited when I saw the Wii. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get one. I gotta get one, because a lot of this also has to do with the leaks. They mentioned a tablet, mentioned a second screen, but when they showed what you could do with the Wii U, which they didn't really do with the gamepad, the two, this was before virtual reality was even a possibility. You know how you can use gamepad for different gameplay experiences. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But this was the first time I was like, ugh. Again, 60-40 positive. Okay, so I'm still positive about it, but pretty apprehensive.
I get you.
What about that Mario footage, though?
Buttery smooth.
Looking nice.
Yeah.
Man, I swear, if they announce the new Mario game and, please, just if just related to Super Mario 64, it would be so cool if they, said the Super Mario 65 or some stuff like that, where it's so clear as a sequel. That would be so dope. That would be so awesome. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. But man, I mean, everyone. Am I the only one who feels this way? But everyone, and not just personal friends and like Giggles, personal enemies, but the idea is also with pretty well-known game journalists. They're pretty positive about it. Some share the sentiment of cosmetically it could be better, but not many people do, from what I understand. They like it. I mean, again, I'm just one person, and Nintendo has clearly done their research. It is exciting and very interesting. I'll put it that way. But I'm definitely gonna paint mine. Either that, or I'm gonna have it professionally painted like that, because I know people don't want it to look toy-like necessarily, but I do, me personally.
I mean, even G-Rock was talking about selling all this PS3 stuff and trying to get one on launch. So
yeah, which is cool. I mean, we'll see. I want to know what the UI looks like. I want to know. Yeah.
But they even got From Software in there on their list of support, which is, to me, that's surprising. I'm surprised.
Yeah, but didn't From Software develop for Nintendo before? I could have sworn they did some games for the GameCube. There was I could have sworn it's like an RPG that used cards in the game, not physical cards. I forgot you played as a girl.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
This was well before their Souls games, but
that was From Software?
Pretty sure. From Software is a pretty old company, from what I understand. It's just Souls finally put them in the spotlight that they deserve. So yeah, From Software doesn't necessarily confirm Souls games, obviously, or Souls ports, I should say. But who knows? What if this is Miyazaki's next game?
You don't know.
That would be cool.
You don't know.
We also have, what is it, Spike Chunsoft, right?
Yep.
And then obviously we have Square Enix support with Dragon Ball. See, that's the thing. So then I think about Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest 11 was one of the very first games announced for the NX or the Switch. I could see myself playing that on that tablet, right? I think that would be cool.
I did see an announcement that said that they are planning on working on bringing more Dragon Quest games stateside. Whether or not that means they're going to bring Dragon Quest 10. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, you guys ready for an impromptu question of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me.
Okay. Frozen, I don't want you to say the game, okay? Because I don't think I told Coffee yet. I've been playing a game that is out of the ordinary for me pretty recently. So before I talk about that, I would like to know if there are any games that you have not played personally, but you just felt like you would not like it on paper, that you think deserve a chance for you to go back and play based off of its reputation.
Ooh, okay.
The Vagrant Story.
Okay, so that's a PlayStation 1 game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, please elaborate.
Okay, so I've heard really, really good things about Vagrant's story, and it's, from what I understand, it's a tactics role-playing game similar to Ogre Battle, Fire Emblem, all that kind of thing. And at that point in time in my life when the game was really popular, or it had that cult success, I wasn't really into that style of game. So I kind of brushed over it. I remember I checked it out briefly one other time, and I just didn't really give it a chance. And well, as soon as you said that, that game popped into my head, and I really kind of. Is
that a Square game?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it has a 92% on Metacritic. You know,
yeah, a lot of people consider it a classic. I've never played it, but I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be really good. I just don't know much about it. It looks beautiful. It looks interesting. I think it's has a lot of the same team that worked on the Final Fantasy Tactics games. I could be wrong.
You can get on the Vita, can't you?
I think so. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about picking up a copy. I haven't thought about it till now, but
man, that's making me want to try Suikoden based off of last week's podcast.
Oh, Suikoden, yeah,
yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, that was a nice quick answer, like immediate answer. That's cool. What about you, Frozen?
Yeah, I gotta chew on this for a little bit because that's a difficult question right now.
All right. Yeah, so you want me to say mine then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Coffee, did I tell you what game I've been playing for the past week that I kind of can't stop playing?
No.
I want to see if you can guess it, okay? What would be the last game you would ever think I would ever play? Ever. Modern game.
Grand Theft Auto 5?
That's exactly right.
Wow.
So I've been getting into my Xbox One, and just certain reasons made me, like let me try out Grand Theft Auto 5. Let me see what all the hubbub is about. For the record, I have not played 3. I mean, I've played technically a little bit. Vice City, San Andreas, never played those. Never played the original 1 or 2. I bought 4 on launch. Got into the hype of that. Played a good bit. I want to say maybe 40% of the story. I'm ballparking it. But then there were things in the game that kind of turned me off from Grand Theft Auto 4. L.A. Noire I did beat that, but you could skip a lot of the open world stuff. Red Dead Redemption I started and then never really continued. So when the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer was dropped, I'm like, a lot of people, talk about Red Dead Redemption being super awesome. I'm like, okay. So I ended up actually picking that up for the 360 because it is backwards compatible. And then while I was at it, it was on sale. I picked up Grand Theft Auto 5 and I played it, and it is amazing. It is so good because for the same reason, this is what happened with me with Trailer Park Boys. I know it sounds strange. Any of you watch that show?
No.
It's amazing. And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. When I first watched those TV shows, I initially hated them because I thought they were glorifying the behavior of the main characters. In It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's case, the people they're buttholes, right?
And, straight up. To put it
and
nicely.
When I first saw it, when I first saw it, I was like, man, people think this is funny, And then I realized when I watched more episodes, I finally gave an honest effort another time, that they always get put in the worst scenarios because of their behaviors. And so what that show is really doing, and same thing with Trailer Park Boys, it was really showing that when you behave like that, they're actually making fun of behaviors like that. And that's what happened between me with Grand Theft Auto 4 and then 5. So 4, I still don't like the story too much, could not relate to the characters, the main character. But the way I'm telling you, the characters and the narration and the situations they put you in and the controls, everything, I thought they glorified criminal behavior, but they really do make fun of the criminal behavior, and it's supposed to be stupid, ridiculous, almost on the level of, even though I haven't played it personally, Saints Row, where they're making fun of themselves, I guess. And I am having an absolute blast. And I like the idea of having 3 different characters, and it's like watching a very entertaining TV show at the same time. The writing is incredible. Um, it's so good. It is so good. And I'm shocked. And then I started playing Red Dead Redemption. And I'm like, I think I get it now. I understand why a lot of people tend to play it, at least that are like me, that don't necessarily think that type of behavior in real life is good. But yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in that game. That game's stupid awesome. Which is
I'm
crazy. I
glad you
never thought
like
I'd
it.
say that. Yeah,
I still don't think I will. You could enjoy that though.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably enjoy it for the both of us.
All right.
Yeah. Frozen, you have an answer?
All right, yeah, I do have an answer. I'm gonna say Shenmue,
Okay.
because when that came out on the Dreamcast, I thought nothing of it. I didn't even know anything about what the game was about, really, and I really paid no attention to it. I heard a lot of people talk about it, even in the years after. So many people have been talking about it, and I really just wrote it off as a ridiculous game, and I had no basis for that. I just thought, purely based off the cover art and the name, that it was a weird game, and I never, wanted to play it. It wasn't until years later that I, got curious and started looking into it, and said, hey, that seems like a pretty cool game. And again, a lot of people have harped on how great the game is, and then with the recent announcement of what is it, Shenmue 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think, man, I missed out on that, and just because of just a stupid,
Just a
judgment
preconception.
That was really based on nothing. It was absolutely nothing. So I think I missed out on that. And if I could get my hands on a Dreamcast and pick up the game, I'd love to play that.
I think the best bet, man, what would be the best way to do it now? I know for Shenmue 3, they have at least announced that they will at least do short movies to recap what happens in 1 and 2. Kind of like what they did with 2. So Shenmue 2, I think, only came out for the Dreamcast in Japan, maybe Europe. I might be wrong with that, but I know they released Shenmue 2 for the Xbox, the first one. And when you bought that, it came with the short movie of Shenmue 1, because jumping systems constantly. And you go from Sega to Microsoft, now it's Sony. It's ridiculous. But I'm hoping they kind of remake those games in a way. I don't know. No, I would rather they do ports, because there's something really charming about the old Dreamcast era that I think you might miss if they did that. But I'm glad to hear that you're willing to give it a shot. The two factoids. Oh no, wait. One's a factoid. Shenmue was the very first game I ever ordered on Amazon. Pre-ordered it. I remember.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I remember vividly picking that up from my dorm post office, and it was crazy. And I remember popping it in and seeing the cherry blossoms in the opening scene. It was cool. The second thing is, I still don't know what Shenmue means. I don't know if they explain it, or I have no idea if it translates to, I don't know, Son's Revenge or something like that. I have no idea. Because I thought the guy's name was Shinmu, but it's not. It's Ryu. But best part is no Ken. No Ken.
Curse you.
Curse you. Man, I'm very curious to see what Shenmue 3 is going to look like. I think the initial things they
Full
showed.
of pins.
Just get Yakuza, Jepi. Get Yakuza.
Hey, for the record, I would rather play Shenmue.
Get Yakuza.
For the record, I just said that I played the first one. Okay, how old were you in 2000? 2001?
I'm way older than you.
Right. And I really like the first one. And I think I'll try Yakuza after Shenmue.
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
Yeah, glad we're open-minded here.
Yep.
Good. Yakuza, a.k.a. Japanese Grand Theft Auto. All right, everyone. So that's all I wanted to say. And I'm going to leave it up to Frozen.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on episode 46 of the Brainal Podcast. As always, you can check us out on YouTube at Brainal. You can also listen to our back catalog of podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher. And if you would like to email us about maybe a suggestion for a question of the week, you can email us at podcast@brainal.net. So on behalf of Brainal, I'm Frozen GFX.
I'm Jepi now.
And I'm Good Coffee.
And peace.
Peace.
Have a good one, guys.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
Just can you tell me in Yakuza, do you play as an undercover cop?
No.
You actually play someone in the Yakuza?
Yes.
Gotcha. Do they do crimes and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, Ryu and Shenmue does not. He's not affiliated with Yakuza. He hasn't killed anyone. He drives forklifts.
Yes, but there's one key component that you don't understand, and that is the person that he does everything for, which is Haruka, who is a young, his adopted daughter who is adorable. She's like a Nanako type figure.
Has he killed anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
All right, then.
Yeah, so was Link.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Zelda's kind of like Grand Theft Auto.
I'm just saying, he doesn't go around with guns. He punches people in the streets for justice, dude.
Link.
Yes.
All right, just making sure.